dreams of looking up, eyes that compare, but nothing feels like how it feels. To know these things upon my head, the weight of everything, and everything's just fate. Sometimes I'm trapped inside and I don't know what I'm gonna do. But to take on the world is the only thing that we know how to do. I've got dreams, finding out what all of this is for. It's you and me. Everywhere we go, we lead to an open door. Mistakes, the good and bad days, but nothing really breaks if I got you. Look at the sky when you go outside. I know there is nothing to keep me alive. Finding out what all of this is for. It's you and me. No, there is nothing. And everywhere we go, we're leading to an open. Keep me back. Keep me back. Keep me back from you. Keep me back. Keep me back. Keep me I've got dreams of finding out what all of this is for. It's you and me. Visions in my head of this, you don't know the half of it. I got dreams of looking up, eyes that compare, but nothing feels like how it feels. To know these things upon my head, the weight of everything, and everything's just fate. Sometimes I'm trapped inside and I don't know what I'm gonna do. But to take on the world is the only thing that we know how to do. I've got dreams, finding out what all of this is for. It's you and me. Everywhere we go, we lead to an open door.
Rob.
You used your bot, are you happy?
I was very unhappy when I looked at my phone and it didn't show the embed, but it does show up on my computer, so that's better.
Yeah, he said he doesn't know how to get it to work with, to show the stream, thingy. Preview.
Yeah, it's showing the stream preview for me on the computer, but not the phone. And I think it's because of the question mark feature share. It doesn't like it, but it's all just base Discord because I didn't add it to like a specific embed. It's automatic. I should probably just destroy the bot and just not use it.
Please try to not cancel yourself.
You know what I found out yesterday?
No?
My taste buds are all so messed up. It's basically like I have COVID. Because I can't taste anything except for the smallest little amount, and it's really annoying. Yeah, like I can still taste technically, like it's there, but it's so minimal. Everything tastes like bland mashed potatoes. Only 3 more weeks left, and then maybe I'll get flavor back.
Items. Items.
Spec, do you know if anything's running, or if we can set up my Main storage teleport.
I think quarries are running, bedrock breakers are running. You have to ask CA. I got off the server and went into
Gotcha.
1.21. That works. Why?
So
CA got that dope.
Luckily, the new furnace array is fully built up. I just need to make sure everything is fine. I do not understand this power line, however. How am I supposed to get signal strength 15 out of this? What is this supposed to be? Man, I need to paste this thing on CMP somewhere. How are you, Aerod?
Where?
How are you?
I'm okay. Found out yesterday I can't taste anything, so that was irritating.
How can you taste anything?
Everything is just super, super bland because of the radiation, and so like everything is just plain mashed potato taste, basic, like unsalted mashed potato taste.
Wow. That's so. How the fuck do I just keep it from... Oh, this is the input. Like, this is a minecart over here. This is coal. Yeah. We luckily overnight while you were sleeping, me and Zodiac built up a new furnace, right?
Nice. Does it work better?
It works. Like, you give it one shulker in, it gives you one shulker out.
Okay.
Basically.
Which
so,
one did you make? Did you make the cubic one?
Yep, sadly.
Okay.
I stayed up like for an hour and searched up the like I even went to Billy. There's no good ones on fucking Minecraft. Like there's nobody who made actually non-cancer necessary for 118.
Mhm.
Now just really quickly fill this up with coal.
Did you add the 119 feature?
The card thing? Yeah, of course, but it's not that.
Okay.
It's just the problem like that people are encountering how to split cards efficiently. So like they found a really nice block like mod, and I thought, it would be simple to make work in 118. Just replace it with Soul Sand, right? Well, it doesn't really work like that because Soul Sand slowed down the minecart. So yeah. We do need a bit more. Come on, man. This should give a signal strength. I don't get it. This should give a signal strength. I don't get it. I need help. But how is this supposed to work?
Why does that not have a strength at all?
Locked from the side.
There we go.
But this needs to be signal strength 15. But it isn't. So it like... man, what the hell? I think I have an idea. Also, I stopped quarry finally. This is so annoying. I need to bring the shit for smelting, but I can't because I don't want to spawn. I'm officially back. Oh man. Back.
No.
Well, Cubic Meter is your friend. Help me debug his wiring.
Huh.
Well, like actually, what the fuck was he smoking? And he made his bullshit. What is this minecart even supposed to be filled with? Oh man.
Why don't you look at the single player version of the farm instead?
That's... I pasted it on CMP. To figure out. This is cool! Interesting. Well... Do you think if I put coal and charcoal in the double chest it's gonna affect anything?
I think you need to find that out the hard way.
If you mix them, they should be fine because it's precision time, right?
Yeah, I mean that
Unless-
at the same time, right?
Unless you don't put in full shulkers, in which case then it would have a backup, but it should still be fine for a while.
I
But
don't think...
if you go too far, then you might have to clear it.
Yeah, I'll just put coal for now. Because I can use the wither skeleton. I can use the coal to smelt wood to get charcoal. But
Hello, guys, real quick. Anybody in here? Does anybody of you have a good 6x mixed box loader the design?
I do. I can paste
Hello?
it on CP.
Then it's only outputting basalt.
Oh, yeah, here you go. But I would this is a 6 time. I might have needed it.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's the one I just looked at.
Yeah,
Sure.
but I have a better idea.
But
I have this one as well. This is a 8 times one, which is small, but I have even a better one.
like, is this one tileable? 8 times?
You could use this thing. Yes, it offers is tileable.
Which one? Okay, sure.
You
Oh,
could
this
use this.
is. Oh, this is like just the 8.
Yeah, it is the smallest 8 time loader in the world. And you can just flick this and it shall work. And you already have a, I think this can store whatever you want with it. Or you might need to add more of those, but I think you'd rather add a few more of those than add a few more of like 6 times or like this
Yeah,
8.
yeah.
The white eyes guy is typing out an essay in members chat.
Who?
The white eyes.
Typing
That's his
what?
name. A long message. I've been seeing the white eyes is typing for a hot minute.
Wait, yeah, can you share the schematic maybe in Syncmatic? Make it a bit easier for me. Yay.
Yes, I did.
What's the schematic called? Oh, thank you. Okay, thank you, CA. That's all I needed. Goodbye.
Bye bye. Give us a chance to say goodbye.
He did not give us a chance.
Yeah, I'm back. But either way, I think this thing shall work now. I feel like it in the least.
Yes.
No. No, no. Naturally, I don't think you can find all of them.
Yes. Trial chamber. Trial ruins.
I don't think all the colors. Not all the 3 colors. Yeah.
No. White,
Yeah.
orange, normal, brown, red, yellow.
Throw our mesa. We're getting 3 colors out of it: red, orange, and normal terracotta. Ah, and white terracotta as well. Ah, yeah, he's right. Brown terracotta as well. But why do you want to know this information? Just store the normal terracotta. That's the only one you are interested in. Like, you are not gonna need to store all of the other colors in bulk. Like, either way, you can always craft them at demand, you know, and you need more. So it doesn't really make sense. Like, I would say storing bulk only like the normal terracotta, right? More logical in my opinion. Rather than store all the colors of terracotta. Bruh. Mother. I think this furnace array is finally finished. This is not really. Do we have any more coal? Ira, are you still on the server?
Yeah, I'm on the server. I'm just in CS.
Wanna help me transport a bunch of coal?
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, let's go. Because somebody doesn't allow both of you anymore.
Nah. They're bots. They don't have feelings.
Exactly. CC gets it. Very
No, he
well.
doesn't know what you mean. CA.
That might also be true.
A script where you can access bot inventories to transport items.
Yeah, but you can just leave the script. You don't need like you can just ban people from like you know giving items to the bots. But like you can still leave the script to access their inventory because it's easier to pre-fill it that way.
Yeah, I'm fine with scripts. Alright, so I got like a bunch of charcoal. Where's all the
No,
coal?
no, just follow me, not charcoal. We need to transport coal, not from here.
Yeah.
Just put it back.
Okay.
We'll go to the Wither Skelly farm. I'm think I can recruit CKY as well with us. Should we take the bolt? I feel like yeah, we should take the bolt. Oh, CKY. Oh, this is interesting. I'm disappointed. Could have been interesting.
What's the distance for leaf stone?
I don't know.
One, two, three. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is that it? Oh, 6 blocks, bruh. So, 1, 2, 3, 6.
Oh, so I'm curious if White-Eye Geode finished typing. Oh man, he didn't said anything yet, actually. I forgot I need to give him a server tour.
Huh?
I need to give a White-Eye Geode the server tour. And it passed like a week. Okay.
6. Yeah, so that should work. What the fuck? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Bruh.
I want to...
Wait, if I do that, if I do that, if I do that.
What are you even doing there, Spec? You're making the present fun. Spec.
Huh? What?
You're making the resin farm?
Yeah. Well, I can literally just do that, grab that, put that, like that, do that.
Oh, I had
There
an
we
idea.
go.
What if you
Oh,
use
that's
TNT to
fucking-
damage the... What if you use TNT
Oh.
to damage the creaking?
It doesn't. Oh, that's so nice. That is so nice. Look at that, CA.
What?
Oh yeah.
That is mood, but seems like... Could it break? No, I don't see any way it would break.
Nah. Oh,
No. We arrived at slime farm already? Oh, it was fast. I thought we were barely arriving at spawn at this point. There it is, a broken bedrock breaker, but awaits fixing.
Bruh, 3 viewers. Where the fuck is everyone? Bruh, you really need to start streaming on Twitch. Bruh, YouTube's dead.
YouTube is not dead. I mean,
Bruh,
for streaming,
YouTube
it's kind of
streaming
dead.
is dead for fucking Minecraft.
For Minecraft, For Minecraft, I don't think even the Twitch one is not live, my man. Follow me, a little ones.
Bruh, that's so annoying.
Come on, it should be over here.
I need
Yes!
to do that the other side.
And why am I hitting pumpkin pie also? Here we go. Bingo! Take this call in your inventory.
Mango bongo.
Oh. I look at what it was.
Oh wait, bruh, that's not going to work.
I'm transfer like this the best way of transferring items
What?
using members.
This would be a lot faster if we set up some snowballs to get back to main storage.
Oh, we can't because CA insists on running every single thing on the server at one time.
I didn't insist it. I just said, can I run this? Can I run that? And everybody said yes. And now it's like the server is at 30 MSPT. Actually, in fact, you could shadow something, but I don't think it's a good idea. Is your storage even working at this point? Let's come to the bolt. Guys?
I'm at the bolt.
No.
We don't see you here at the bolt.
Yeah, I already got in the bolt.
Okay. We didn't see you leave.
I'll be right back.
Right, that's better. Now I just have to fucking do all of this all over again on the other side.
Here we are arrived, boys. Let's go. Ew, shit. Ooh. Wait a second, let me throw my coal on the ground. What the fuck? What the hell are you even listening to, Spec?
Huh?
What are you listening to? What is this discussion about babies for like 2 hours already?
I don't know.
Guys, can you follow me? Oh, wait, I need a call. Where is KY? Ah, just input it in the double chest with the call. Yeah, this one over here. But I already put it mine. Oh, there's one thing I don't see right with the system right now. It's supposed to be the other way around. Oh, un second, I'll visit the other guy.
Okay, I'm back. Let's see, I go. Huh? Hey.
guys.
You.
Yeah, I'm fixing the furnace array because there was one thing that Zodiac didn't do right with it. And I shall always make a good furnace array. Finally. Here we go now. Now it's working in a good way. Only have you, Irod, can you bring more coal over here?
Please.
Please, yes.
Yeah, it'll just take a while.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I have time. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Saving empty shulker boxes? Are you freaking kidding me? My God. My God, that's so annoying. Why is it double pulsing? What the fuck? The flippity top. Okay, something is not working. What the? Bruh, why? Hmm. Kind of annoying right now. I really recommend you to not store every like normal terracotta. In my opinion, is the best one. Yeah, but don't really need that much in the bulk. Like I guarantee you'll never really need them. How is that main storage so far looking? Yeah, why not? I haven't really looked at it really carefully. Huh? Slash give creativity right brain. It's fully hopper locked storage. Okay, how the fuck the tabs are set to delete that? Checking. Wait, this is not right. doing this. Wait a second.
That's such a cursed clock. Wait, look at my clock. Oh no, wait, you're streaming, don't worry.
Oh.
It's so fucking cursed. And it's CA.
But Fox
Yeah.
just has a pulse.
Bruh, because it's fun.
Like I never saw somebody having your obsession.
Look at that fucking clock, CA.
What the hell is that, man? Shulkercraft technology.
What?
That's Shulkercraft technology. Big Shulkercraft for life.
Look how perfectly timed the pistons are as well.
As whole thing should be.
Well, that's literally fucking block 36. Well, look at, yeah.
Was there when it was invented, demo. No,
Bruh, I was
wait,
playing fucking technical Minecraft long before I joined WaveTech.
my man, WaveTech didn't discover anything really.
I was a Prototech member for like 2 years before I joined WaveTech.
Like honestly, WaveTech really didn't discover anything. Like discovered a very early form of lazy, but that's about it. So like whatever Mr. Cubic Meter claims he discovered, it is really discovered by him.
Irod, like my cursedness. Irod,
What's up?
is that just very satisfying to watch?
Why the
It's a thing.
I cannot understand this.
What?
Voice is not working correctly. It's working for all other systems, but not this one. Just refusing to work. Bruh. Yes. I did it to work. Right. I wrote.
Oh,
How is that whole transport?
I'm on the way back right now.
Right. I did too.
Can you chop me that bottle, please?
What? Who is he talking to?
No clue.
Bruh, this is amazing. Finally, wait, I still need to ask Absurd. Oh, see your few toggle states.
Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. Bruh gave the fucking bot. Bruh, this farm is shit.
Place cable. Do not
Yes, I know how a piston feed tape works.
not the piston tape. But it's not a piston feed tape.
Alright, there's the next load of coal.
Alright. Wait, you need to put more cable. There's still some left. Quite a bit actually. Mhm. Man. Yes, I need to just a bit more. Keep going, I'll tell you when to stop. Come on. Here we go. It takes a while, that's for sure. Keep going back. Just a little. Yeah, here. Done. We're done. That was the last TNT. Oh, it sadly gave us a mixed box. We should have all the specification. Can you grab the mixed box as well from the system? There should be a button to like eject it, or you can just break it, I guess. There are also 19 more pieces in the loader up there. And that too, that you do not need to strip anything. Here we go. Wait, this should be all. Yeah, just bringing to main storage. But now I should deal with this furnace array. See if we can get it working. I read we got all the coal.
I'm doing for more right now.
Did you already input it in the system?
Yeah.
Alright. I guess one more time, show Karin.
What is that item stream for, by the way, CA?
The items here.
In the nether, the one behind me, look.
That one is for quarry. The only job it has is to send items to the storage. Because
Can
the
someone
area is
please
big.
put a fucking portal in main storage? Jesus fucking Christ.
It's quite complicated. Because the main storage is built in such a way where a chunk loader in the main storage has to put.
Is this for? Are these chests for the copper thing?
No, like the share project chests. Those are just copper
Where are
that
they?
I'm storing.
Where are the share
Oh.
project chests?
Those with the lamps above them.
These?
And another. Yes. Just put them there. Thank you. Oh man, I need to make
Does our
sure.
brewer work, by the way? Do we have a wait? Do we have a brewer? And does it work?
The
Yeah.
brewer works. I don't know how to use it. I never used it.
What's all these, by the way?
That was MIS. Multi-item sorter. You know what's that? It was initially, but like it was stupid as fuck, so we just removed it. That's the quite fast. What are you doing? Why are you mining in the wall? Ah, stop. What the fuck are you mining in the wall?
Right, use your eyes.
I like the chunk loader intense. Right, don't break the... Let's try to do it in such a way so that you don't break the chunk loaders.
Does Demo realise he's muted again, or is he just not talking?
No.
No, you certainly are not. but only sadly. If you want, we can say happily.
You're not talking still, by the way.
You're there. You're there now. Yep.
What the hell are these guys made of? How the fuck did they made so much at this project?
Don't underestimate people like Munchie and Sunny. They will just fucking grind.
I need them to grind at the decoration.
Yeah. So the schematics not even on the server, so you can't expect them to build something that's not ready to be built.
It is on the server.
To tell them then.
But we need to gather the materials, I told them. Wait.
Do we have a bartering farm?
Yeah.
Where is it? I want like a stalker box of obsidian. Okay.
Oh. There is nothing?
Please work. Bruh, I'm in the fucking XP farm.
Ah, fuck you.
Bruh.
Okay. Boxing. That should work. Right? I don't get it. Now they actually have boxes in now it should work. Bruh. It misses a comparator. Interesting.
Are you good there, Ira?
Yeah. Fine.
Back, please do not break the jungle loaders.
Well, I think that's what he just did.
Bruh! What the hell is
Yeah.
wrong with you?
What do you mean, what the hell is wrong with me? What the hell is wrong with this fucking main storage? We need to have fucking portal.
Oh, you already have a portal. Everybody's happy with it. Like, what,
The one way up there is not the best.
but not the worst either. Like, don't break the main storage to fucking make a dumb portal. Like, already have one way up there. Here we go. Yes, I finished it.
Okay, well that portal's linked.
Yeah, now
So
make sure
hopefully
you
it
don't break
now
the
goes the
stuff.
other way. Please work. Bruh.
Oh my god! No, no, no!
What the fuck is wrong with you, CA?
I almost broke the furnace array.
Well, iRod's here loading chunks anyway, so if iRod stays here, I can fuck about and do this.
Yeah, but just don't break it so like I actually have to come there to fix it.
Right, I can fix the chunk loader. Right, so...
What chunk do you need loaded?
Don't need
Iron.
any chunk loader right
You're,
now.
you're chunk loading 128 blocks around you. Come here, please, iRod. To the where I made the new portal.
Where did you do that at? There you are.
I'm gonna go for the portal. Can you please break just one block in it to break the portal?
Yep.
Working. Boxes are in.
Break it. Break the block, place the block, relight it, and then I'll go through this portal, and it should link because the cords are the same.
Now I gotta find flint and steel.
I can. Oh no, I was gonna say I can throw one through the portal, but
No.
Wait, what happens if I throw an item through this portal? Does that with this portal?
It's fine. I have a flint and steel on.
Okay, cool.
Lit.
Please work, 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 bruh.
Not in the chunk loader again. Fucking send him to the pigman farm.
Okay, so if I go back through this.
Alright. Iron. We're gonna have our first test for this thing. Are you ready?
Yep.
Let's just have one more look.
Is this chunk loader even working?
Yes. But not right now.
I need to put the minecart back in it. How many minecarts does it have in it? Dispenser?
It doesn't use minecarts. It's just a pumpkin breaking.
So why did I get a minecart go through the portal then?
It's the other minecart then. One of the shadow stations.
Right, this chunk loader's literally not working.
No, the one at the shadow station.
I don't know what you're saying, CA.
That's not the chunk loader is working. It's not firing items right now because the main storage is stopped.
Oh, okay, so this doesn't fucking matter then.
Yeah, this one, you broke this one because it connected with this one at some point, I think. So from here you probably got the minecart.
But is it working again? No.
No.
I need to put the minecart back into the dispenser.
But me and Ira will have the first test of the furnace array. Let's go. I do see a single mistake that I do not understand. Like, it's very bad if shit that's not smeltable gets in these things.
Bruh, fucking insta-mineable glass. Fuck off. No.
It's literally the coolest feature ever. I wish Mojang would actually implement this vanilla.
How do I? Why is this not working? Why is this chest loader now not putting the minecart through?
You need to put the thing on the rail.
I did. I did. Look, nothing.
Yeah, but like, you need to break the other glass as well.
Oh yeah, wow, that really worked.
Yeah, maybe you messed up with the linking of the portals. Can you just leave it like it was before, please? It was perfect. It was functional. Alright. Now, I think I fixed everything.
Fixed.
I shall put in the first open box in the system.
Can I update suppress now? Yeah.
Bedrock breakers are running.
But that's fine. It's only bedrock breakers.
Yeah, but I don't want to break. Why is it not doing anything else? This single button that was missing.
Bray just left the portal there.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Bruh.
Or is deactivated in the list? My god.
Okay, well I'm update suppressing because I'm sick of fucking not having shit work. We always do it with bedrock breakers running.
You break to repair it.
And Irod wants his iron shadowed stuff. Bro, there's literally like no stations left, you can't.
Yeah, I need to speak with the Gnam to add more. I do not understand this.
Bro, that's so fucking simple to do. What are you on about?
Like, just extend the holes.
Wait, what are the chests in the floor for? The barrels in the floor.
Hmm?
What are these for?
I don't know. This is plus V1. But it's quite bad, so we're using V2 by Gnam.
This is completely.
Now the shadow stations, not your teleporters. I never use that.
The teleporters is just literally just this redstone. I don't know what the
The
fuck all of
teleporters,
this is.
I don't know, I don't use teleporters. They are quite, I don't know, annoying in my opinion. Like if
Bruh, I could summon CA to main storage right now.
why did it send it on my system?
Oh yeah, I would love to help you. Wait, do you want to just steal Sivio's?
Yeah.
Just steal it this way. He doesn't even have any fucking pearls in there. Yeah, fuck it.
I'm not even gonna lie, it was the first thought I had. If he actually has used it, then I don't feel bad.
There's no fucking pearls in there. It was sunny.
Yeah, like if he didn't use it, then
Okay, do you know how to do this? Do you have any pearls?
nope to both.
Take some ender pearls.
Rose.
No?
Which
No,
one?
stand
We have
on
like
this
two of
block.
them.
Just shift over. Throw your pearls down.
The one on SMP?
Just throw them all.
Just throw loads.
The one on SMP, yes, it's public. The two of them are public, one of them is not finished in creative.
Stack separation.
I don't get this bullshit. Wait a second.
So let's put let's just use that for a second. Let me just do it for you quickly. Are you watching my screen share?
Yeah, I'm also watching you.
Okay, watch my screen share and you'll see obviously how to do this. It's that fucking simple. So I just do. Wait, let me take that out. That. Nah. Do you have any snowballs in your inventory?
No.
Good. Right. And then wait. For a snowball?
There it goes.
Yeah, sorry, that's gonna keep happening for a second. There you go. Are you going?
See it?
So you, by option, the sub process on a different chart, so it doesn't clutter.
Oh, if you want to link to a different chart, then the chart software itself doesn't have a hyperlink option. But what you can do is use subprocesses. So let me see if I can redo this. Okay, so there is this icon called a process, which you can basically say something like this is the ideal splitter, right? And then you can say C diagram, like something. And you can't like hyperlink it, but because when you render this, it'll just come out as an image file. It's not going to be like a PDF or something. Although you could, in theory, do that. And then this entire thing you can say is describing the ideal splitter process. And in a new diagram, right, this is page 2, right? So right, you can have multiple pages with this system. So you can say the ideal splitter is C diagram in page 1. And you can connect this to different parts of your process. And if someone is curious on how a specific part works, they can just go to another page, the other page, and see what your diagram says. When it comes to hyperlinking, I believe it doesn't actually have that option yet, but maybe in the future they'll add it.
I have another question. Or can you
Sure.
just explain a little more on the formatting, or like, because I used the program before and I struggled to like put text in places and with
Sure.
formatting.
So when it comes to text, right, this only offers a limited amount of fonts. There's only these fonts that you can use. You can add more fonts if you want to using Google Fonts, but typically these are the fonts that you're using. But if you want to format them, what I typically do is I just select the text that I want to format, and then I can change the text size and whatever here to whatever suits me. This is probably a bug. But yeah, there we go. Yeah. But important things to know is that these options on the right here where you can click on the positioning of the text. I typically like to, for things that you want to align to the left, you have to make sure that everything is aligned left and also aligned top, so you can, when you move this around, you can snap it to the perfect position. Otherwise, when you try to do it, it won't snap to the right place. An example, if you have 2 of these boxes and one of them is aligned a little bit differently, then you can see that there's a little bit of an offset between these 2 boxes, even though they are aligned with each other. Yeah. The other thing that you can do that is nice is use your keybind shortcuts. So this diagram software is it doesn't tell you all the keyboard shortcuts that you can use, but I've found some important ones I think might be of use. Firstly, when you drag things around, they will typically snap to these grids or snap to other things, but you can make it so it doesn't snap. And to do that, you hold down the Option key. And if you hold down the Option key, now the movement becomes smooth, and you can move it to whatever pixel that you want it to. That is very helpful if you want to fix some jank. You can also use the Arrange tab to modify the position directly. The other thing that is nice is you can select this and then use the arrow keys to move it around. So moving it with the arrow keys will move it by like 1 pixel, one point. And if you hold down Shift while using the arrow keys, it'll move by more. Did that answer your question?
I have another question. How do you do these yellow backgrounds?
Okay, so these yellow backgrounds are done using rectangular boxes. So you can see these are boxes from these rectangles. So I can just select this, change the color, and then what I can do is I can swap this out so I can show you what I mean. Do so. And then now I can do move to back. And there you go. I changed the color with a different box.
And also, how do you work with arrows? Or how do you use them properly, or like and shape them?
So typically when you make arrows with this diagram, you can just click on any sort of object that you have and just you see these X points, you can just click, drag and draw to a specific place. But say you want an arrow in a specific location, in that case you can use the left arrow tools to you have to use the Option key here to prevent it from snapping to make sure the arrow is drawn at a specific location. You can also use the spline arrow. This is what I use for those over there to make your arrows smooth. And to do that, you first select starting and destination points, and you can adjust the spline points to smoothen your arrow out. But the general rule when it comes to arrows is that you want to use arrows to direct people's eyes, right? So you want to like direct people to a certain like flow. When it comes to something like logic, then using arrows for it becomes a little bit more tricky because a lot of times the logic isn't very straightforward in terms of which comes first and which comes afterwards. So in those situations, it can be a little bit ambiguous.
I also have another question on arrows. Like, let's say you have like a big flowchart with all the, let's say, var sorting or general like complex of your main storage, and arrows go like kind of like everywhere. Like, how to make things look cleaner and not, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's actually a pretty common issue. Let me show you an example of one that gets really messy. All right. So, sure, some of you might have seen this diagram, but this is the bulk diagram, the dynamic bulk diagram from ages ago. And um, it looks, the top part is simple, but in actuality, the logic is very complicated. It can go all over the place. Arrows are going everywhere. Well, when I was first designing this diagram, I wanted to be able to show what sort of logic that you need for both getting items and putting items. But the problem is if I were to show this, I wanted to show this in full detail, so no missing logic whatsoever. But the problem is that both the getting things and the putting things actually share a lot of the logic. So how can I show that it shares a lot of the logic without like making it all a huge mess? So in that situation, um, the best way I think is to just split it up into subdiagrams. So that's why I have the get diagram here and the put diagram here. They both look very similar to each other, and so it shows that they can share a lot of logic. But um, instead of putting it all into one big diagram as in the top, I put it as subprocesses. And I think that's a good thing in the sense that subprocesses are your friend. Um, so in that case, like you can break it down to smaller, more manageable pieces. And even if the individual pieces are a little bit logically messy, because it's smaller, it's just easier to understand. One thing that I don't like about this diagram particularly is that it's hard to know where to start. So if I were to redesign this diagram now, I would label this as like different colors, right? So this is where you start, and this is where you end. Well, not this is where you end, but this is a subprocess. Then I can label these as the stopping points. And then I can label the start points here. Um, no, I guess that doesn't work. But yeah. Eh, it's a little annoying sometimes. Yeah. So that's what I would probably do. Make it a little bit easier to flow on where you should need to start and where you need to stop.
I have another question. On like I see on the arrows there you have text on the side. When I worked with the program and I wanted to put text there, the text kind of was like all over the place, with the text being below the file or the arrow or somewhere else instead of being like where I wanted to. And
So
like, what is
the trick
this?
is that when you want to add text on the arrow, one option is you can just double click on the arrow, right? And then that'll add the text, right? That's what some people do. But I find that to be less flexible, and so I just double click on the empty space, and then I can type something there, and then I can move it in place. So these are movable text boxes. Um, they're not text I got by clicking on the arrows.
Also, if they get this right, that means that if possible, make a lot more moving things instead of locking things together.
Right. So, yeah, that's just my experience. If you write things on the text well, actually, now you can move this too. Yeah, you can move this too, actually. But, um, but yeah.
Yeah, I can see you're using the web version of the app. Any reasons why you prefer that over like a locally run, or I don't know, isn't there a locally run option?
You could install this as an app if you want to. But like, there's no reason why like you're restricted to just that. You can use like anything you want. The nice thing about a website is that, like, say I want to refresh everything, right? Like if the app like is behaving weird or something is going wrong, then I can just refresh the browser itself here and create a new diagram. So I like that option on the browser to be able to just create a new one. And also you can use it to search things in a new tab. So like you can find specific graphics and whatnot very easily, and then you can just paste it into here. Does that make sense?
Maybe that's the wrong. I have another question. Maybe it's the wrong question. But like, I see you do these documentations, and the like, how do you do these documentations?
Which documentations?
Like, for example, for the classes, or like with all the, again, like, you use the charts here, and like, how do you make these documentations, PDFs and stuff?
Oh, you mean slides?
Yeah,
I can show
guess.
you how I make slides. You're going to see this. Okay, do you see this? All right, so when it comes to creating slideshows, typically people use something like PowerPoint, right, which is helpful, but um, in the scientific community and also in the more professional spheres, typically what we use is a tool called LaTeX. Has anyone heard of LaTeX?
Yeah, I
Unfortunately,
feel
yes.
if you're like at university studying anything scientific, you need to know LaTeX as a tool.
Right. So there is a LaTeX extension called Beamer, which allows you to use LaTeX to create presentations. And so if anyone's unfamiliar with LaTeX, what it is it allows you to create professionally styled slideshows and documents and papers using just text. So you don't need to drag and drop anything. You just define what your slides are in terms of text, like with some sort of markup language. And then it will just automatically render it into a slide. Like for example, let's say I want to add a new slide here in the demonstration section. then I can just do begin frame, right? Let's see if the AI, and then it will create uh, it will create a new slide containing, well, of course, this figure doesn't exist, and it'll update the slideshow on the right. Of course, this is AI generated, so this is not going to be useful, but you can do something like hello, and you can add items to your slides like that. If you want to learn how to use latex, that's a very difficult thing that I can't really explain to you in one lecture, but like sooner or later you're going to learn how to do this if you're going to go to school. So
You can also import a latex template Word.
why do I have duplicate Pala slides here? I don't know why I have duplicate slides there, but yeah, that's how. I know it's not very satisfying because like it's overcomplicated, but this is how things are done. Another helpful thing is if you know how to use latex, you can write your resume using latex, and it looks very, very nice. I recommend everybody learn how to do that because it's very helpful for professional endeavors. Did that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay. I know it's very hard for me to like teach how to make a good diagram and good graphics and whatever because like this is a very abstract subject and I'm not very good with abstract subjects. So I hope this is more of a Q&A so that like I can answer any questions that you might have. Because otherwise I wouldn't know what to say.
Do you, for example, have any resources to learn latex for people?
So if you want to learn how to use latex, there is a website called Overleaf. Can you see this? Let's see. Yeah. Where you can basically, it's like my Visual Code Studio setup, but it allows you to basically use latex like if it's Google Docs. And they have a bunch of templates that you can use and a lot of references. Like for example, you can look at how latex, they also have all sorts of tutorials on how to use latex here as well. And so this long ass wiki list is very, very comprehensive and it's very helpful. I suggest that you look over this sometime. But yeah, that's typically what people do.
Okay, thank you.
I don't really like Overleaf though because it's like an online thing, and I like my Visual Studio Code setup. To use latex on Visual Studio Code, there's an extension you can download called latex that will automatically allow you to build the file and update the file live as you edit. So to do that, you can go to extensions and you can do latex. And it's called Latex Workshop, and it's very, very helpful. There's also other things that you can do, like for example, I have a app here that allows you to calculate calculate latex equations into using some computer algebra system. But yeah, these extensions are very useful. And so if you want to like add something like an interesting symbol here, you can just go to text and can like add a symbol, and it will add the symbol as that.
I have another question. Is if I get this right, like, is latex just an extension for VS Code?
So latex itself is a language, kind of like a programming language. It's not exactly a programming language, but it's a markup language. What it means is that it doesn't really come with a user interface by itself. These extensions and the website overleaf, they provide a nice UI. Because in the past, when latex was first invented in like 19 somethings, right? What people did was they just used a regular text editor to edit all of these. But you can tell that if you use a regular text editor, it's going to get very, very difficult because you don't. It's hard to remember all of these like commands, and also to type them out, it takes a lot of time. So that's why we have Overleaf and Visual Studio Code and whatnot have these extensions to make it a lot easier for you to use latex. But you don't have to use this to use latex. You can just use the command line. But you would be a masochist if you were to do that. So, but there's like a lot of tools that you can use for latex. Overleaf is very popular, but you can also use Visual Studio Code, and literally there's so many things under the sun for latex because every single paper you see, every single scientific document has been written using latex. So this is just the standard way everybody does it. And so you can imagine there's a lot of tools. The nice thing about latex that I personally use it a lot for is to write my class notes. So I have terrible handwriting, and if I were to use like an iPad or something, my handwriting gets even worse. So in that case, I use latex. And you might be like, but it's going to take so long for you to write your notes, right, if you use latex. Actually, it doesn't, because you end up actually memorizing a lot of things. Like, for example, let's say I want to write an equation, right? Like a complex equation. I can do so very, 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 very easily, right? Like, and this is actually pretty fast compared to like just writing it out to if you were to do it. So yeah, especially with AI now, because as you can see that I have like autocomplete on here. It's from GitHub Copilot, and the AI is not very good at solving problems, but it's very good at like formatting and everything. So you can use it to autocomplete your notes. Yeah, and also, like I said, if you learn latex ahead of time, like you're going to get ahead in life. I think I think it's a very useful tool in the sense that if you master this first, your professors will be so impressed, right? If you write all your, like I write all my homeworks using this, and they are very impressed all the time. So any other questions? All right, then I guess that's it for this skills workshop. And we'll have our next decoder lecture in like 10 minutes. You could stay on call if you want to. Yeah. Yeah, the AI is great. Like I mean like AI is like I just feel like the AI industry is going in the wrong direction because a lot of times they want to replace people thinking. But like that's not what AI is really good at, right? Like AI is really, really good at like the basic sort of templating sort of stuff. It's just like it's actually like GitHub Copilot first came out like a year or 2 years before ChatGPT. So I've been using it. I've been using AI as a completion tool for longer than ChatGPT has existed. But like after ChatGPT came out, everybody's like, you know what? Let's use this as let's just replace our brains with ChatGPT. And I feel like that's a little bit stupid because that's not what AI is built for. When AI is trained, actually, it's trained as an autocomplete agent, like in the sense that um, its training tries to optimize it for predicting the next token, and like yeah, you can get some interesting reasoning behavior by doing that, but the true benefit of it comes from when you use it for what it's designed for, which is autocomplete.
Can you put like links on the thing? Like if you wanna do like hyperlinking kinda and wanna
In
link to a
latex?
new, yeah.
Oh yeah, you definitely can. And in fact, uh, you can do a lot more than that. So, like for example, right? Um, I can have a table of contents here. Um, table of contents, and you can click on the items in the table of contents, and it'll jump to that specific spot. You can also add a link. For example, um, here let's edit propositional logic. We can do ref, and then you can type your URL, and you can click me. And then now when you click on it, it will open google.com. So I don't know if you're aware of this, but the SoonTech Annals actually has all of its documentation written using LaTeX. So let's see if I can open that. For example, um, the box item RAM and everything here, right? this entire documentation was written in LaTeX. So these clickable links and everything were generated by using this href tag that I showed you earlier. And then you can also create like nice tables with it. That's a really good thing about LaTeX. And because this is machine readable, right? Because that's the entire point of LaTeX. You can the computer can understand it. So you can actually extract it into a machine readable format. So for the Suntech annals, actually, we have a machine readable version of the entire archive as like a JSON file here. So if somebody wants to and is good at programming, you can actually create a simple program that loads this file and allows you to basically browse the entire archive in a very nice sort of user graphical interface. Of course, that was the plan, but I never actually got around to programming that. But it is possible, and it is something that I would encourage if anybody knows how to do. But yeah, all this was written in LaTeX. So if you actually want to learn more about LaTeX, actually, the Suntech Annals on GitHub is a very good resource as well, because we have tons and tons of LaTeX files there for every single thing under the sun. So okay, so LaTeX is a tool that everybody in the professional field uses to typeset their documents, and also there's presentations and whatever. So the benefit of using LaTeX is that you'll have to actually move things around. Yeah. It's not really a tool, it's just a markup language. Yeah. So you don't really need any tool. You can just use a regular text editor, and it's like HTML, I guess. You can describe it as like an HTML sort of thing. Except, more arcane.
Also, can it do animations?
I mean, it's a PDF file. Can you put animations in the PDF file? I mean, you can if you put like a GIF on it,
It's awful,
but
it's
like, it's awful practice. Yeah, you should not do that.
no, it takes awfully long to compile as well. I
Right.
did that. It's not fun, but it works. The easiest is to just use it for a PDF format.
Right.
Best case if you actually need your presentation somewhere else where you don't know what PC they have, and if it destroys your presentation in any other format.
It's actually really funny because, like, I personally think okay, so I have mixed feelings about LaTeX. I think it's a useful tool, but I also really, really hate how it's made. Like, I wish there was a better syntax, because the syntax that LaTeX uses is just horrible. But like, everybody in science uses it, and scientists are the lot who are very hard to convince to agree on anything, and so like, like, changing this is gonna be impossible. It's just
I feel like latex in general is just a mess because it's so old that people started implementing new stuff on a old like program on an old basis and then added plugins over plugins, and some of these plugins are now required because everyone uses them because they're so good and
Right.
everyone agrees that they're needed, but they're not like implemented, they're not embedded in LaTeX, and this makes LaTeX
So
just
one of the
weird.
things you're going to learn about latex if you were to use it is that it's like plugin hell. Like every you just constantly importing all the plug. Like I have like a whole standardized header where I have like many dozens of plugins just already like specified here that I just use for all my documents, and it's crazy, but it's necessary. Yeah, I really wish someone would like redo latex. Like I really hate the way that latex has like become so convoluted and messy, but um what do you expect? It's a tool made by scientists for scientists, and yeah. I could complain about latex all day.
Oh, I have a question actually. Do you have a good like library for importing SVGs,
SVGs.
like the image type?
So actually, I think latex already supports SVGs.
No,
You, like
SVGs you can't import by
no,
default.
there's a plugin for that. Um, I remember I used it uh for what do you call it? For a paper, but unfortunately I'm not going to pull it up here because it would dox me, but like there's a way to do it. Totally forgot what it's called. Let me search it up. Yeah, there's a package called SVG that you can use.
Okay, thank you. I guess I'll have to look.
About that preamble thing you were talking earlier about the archive, may I suggest putting it like in a file or something centralized if it were to, redo everything as you said before? That could be a good way of managing plugins and shortcuts and environments rather than just
Actually,
typing it out in every place.
Oh, actually, that's exactly what we have. So, we have a document class called datasheet. It's in here, um, which has all the packages and everything. The header is already included,
Oh
so
yeah,
you
okay,
don't have to. Yeah.
nice.
is there a Git repository for this?
Yes, there is a GitHub repository. You can go to the soontech.org, right? So, that will redirect you to the GitHub.
Nice, thank you.
And you can click on archive, and that's where everything is. We do yearly releases, so every year around Christmas we release a compilation of interesting things, and we typically have a couple, like a dozen or so new items every year, and we've been doing it for the past 3 years or so. So we're going to do it again this year. Hopefully, with more people participating in this, we'll have more stuff. All right, the next lecture time. This one is going to be in game.
Do we also have to be in game?
Can someone can someone share their screen perhaps? I can't do it because my computer is potato, but preferably if you can come in game, it'd be helpful because I have a few demonstration machines.
I unfortunately can't.
I can if no one else is. Can I? You can, yes.
Hello. Okay. Yeah, if someone would stream, that would be great. Awesome. All right. Okay. Let me first open the presentation. Decoder presentation. All right. So this class will be all about decoders. And so if you don't know what a decoder is, a decoder is a basic device that maps a code to a corresponding output. So something like a binary input, it will be converted into a, a redstone pulse at one of many, many outputs. And so that's what a decoder does. They come in many, many different shapes and forms. It can be binary, it can also be decimal or hexadecimal or any other base. But typically, when we're talking about a decoder, we're talking about something like Floppy Donkey's dual-sided binary decoder, which takes a code and maps it to one of the output slices. So if you would imagine that you had a very long line of chests with different items, right? And you number each chest from 0 to 100. You want to retrieve an item from chest number 42. How are you going to find that chest? So you can't just look at it at a glance and find what chest it is. You have to somehow count each chest, or at least label each chest with numbers, and then go along the line and check every single chest to see, is it chest 42 or is it not? And if it is chest 42, then you can take items out of it, but otherwise you wouldn't. But the general gist is that you have to ask all these different chests. You can't instantly figure out which is chest 42. You have to look at them. And so that is how decoders actually work, and it's how Pala Pala's binary decoder worked. He made the first compact binary decoder in 2017. And unlike the decoders that we have today, he used a bunch of sticky piston observer toggle states that basically encoded the bits for a specific slice, and only when all the observers lined up at the bottom, right, would the signal be passed through and activate the slice. And so that only would happen if the code in the input matched the code in the output. So each slice had this logic and would have its own sort of gate to test. Unfortunately, though, because this uses pistons toggle states and it's quite unstable. So if you were to accidentally unload it or pulse the input in a weird way, then all your codes will disappear in that slice, in the sense that they will go in the wrong position and you'll have to rebuild your decoder. The other problem also is that very laggy, because you need to push and pull the blocks. We have Pala's decoder actually pasted here. I can show you right here. And so you can see that the way this works is you basically select the code, and when you do, it will change to that slice, but it only does so at the slice where all the observers match up at the bottom. If you spam the input, though, it's going to break. So, and it's going to break forever. So that's the problem with this sort of decoder. But yeah, this is the first compact binary decoder that was designed. Prior decoders have existed. It's just that they tended to be pretty big and bulky. So that's why Pala made this one. When it comes to who invented the first decoder, nobody actually knows. It's a mystery. Decoders have always been around since like redstone was first invented. So that is what it is. Anyways, coming back here. So Pala's decoder uses pistons toggle states, but modern decoders typically what they use is stateless logic. So stateless logic is not actually stateless, as the name says, but it's just the way that it's been named by the community a long time ago. But they're basically just logic gates that use quasi-connectivity instead of redstone, like torches and whatnot. So in this example, you see a conditional gate where the output signal will only fire if the top note block input is pressed and the bottom input is not pressed. So if the bottom input is pressed, then there will be no signal, and that's because this repeater will hard power this rail, ensuring that no update is sent to the dropper when the top note block is pressed, although typically that's what would happen. So this gate is actually a very common one used in binary decoders, and will be the basis for all the binary decoders that I will show you later. But first, we need to talk about the theory on how this works. So you can model a decoder by using a function that maps a vector of code of code tokens into a vector of zeros and ones, so a binary output, where you have n outputs, and each of those outputs will have a function that checks if the code, the vector which we described earlier, matches the code of the slice. So only when the code of that you input matches the code of the slice will that slice output a 1, otherwise it'll be 0. This is very obvious, of course, but it's good to put this out on paper because there's some important things that you can understand from this. First is that it's not actually a one-to-one or onto mapping in terms of which slice is activated. You can have multiple slices activating with one code. And that is something that some people take advantage of, especially when it comes to binary decoders. And also, you can change the code of each slice to any arbitrary value, and then that will also change your outputs. The binary decoder doesn't have to have codes arranged in an increasing sort of monotonous sort of pattern. It can also be any other pattern that you want. And of course, it's important to understand what propositional logic is. So propositional logic is a type of logic that deals with true and false statements. Like, for example, if you were to say that there is an unlocked hopper, then the game lags, you can represent it using these standard symbols as this E to X in H, LX goes to G. So what that means is that if there exists a hopper that is unlocked, although actually this should be negated here, then the game will be laggy. So that's what propositional logic does. And you might wonder, what's the point of writing out in symbols? And the reason that this is helpful is that there's standard rules for how you can manipulate these symbols, such as De Morgan's law, and we'll cover that later. But first, if we were to take the previous theory that we have here and apply it to binary decoders, then now we can convert that check into a proposition, which is we check all bits, right, 1 through n, and check if that bit matches the bit of the code. And so this transformation of the theory is important because when we then do operations upon this to make it easier to implement in the game, it becomes obvious on what you need to do. So one of those operations is called De Morgan's law, and it is a very basic law that states that if you want to negate a propositional statement, you need to distribute the negation so that you reverse not just the A and B items itself, but also the conditional statement. So this and turns into an or. In other words, in this Minecraft example, you can see that an OR gate here is equal to this gate over here that uses an AND. So this is what De Morgan's law is. It just shows that you can transform one logic to another logic so that they're equivalent, but you implement it using different gates. So this is implemented using an OR gate, this is implemented using an AND gate, but they both have the same exact outputs. Any questions about this? We actually have this pasted here, so you can see. I can prove this to you. So yeah, you can see that if even one of these levers are activated here, then this lamp will turn on. And it's the same for this other case. Now, let's say I were to build an AND gate here. Can anybody build me the De Morgan's complement of this gate? The equivalent gate that uses a reversed, that uses an OR instead of an AND. So you would have two inputs, just like this one. Right? And how would you implement this, the inverse of this? But that is equivalent, using the OR gates. Right. So that is exactly what you would do, which is you invert not only the inputs and the output, but you also invert the type of gate, which is from this AND to an OR. And why is this useful? It's useful because one gate is more easier to implement than the other. this AND gate in Minecraft is very, very difficult. You need like a piston to implement it. But if you were to implement its complement here, it's much more easier. You just need the redstone wire, because any wire, if you just power, just becomes an OR gate. So that is why we have this De Morgan's law here, and why it's helpful for our use case. Okay, so now that we covered what De Morgan's law is, we can then apply it to our binary decoder. So firstly, we can, instead of checking if every single bit is equal to the bit of the slice, we can invert that statement and say that we have to check if there is a bit that does not match. So it converts a statement from if all bits match, then the output is 1, to if there is no bit that does not match, then the output is 1. And this is very helpful because you can implement this in Minecraft very, very easily. This is an example combination lock that uses the same principle, so that it only outputs the signal if the input combination here matches the pattern of repeaters and torches. And so a decoder is basically a combination lock, but with many, many, many outputs with different combinations for each output. So I'll show you what I mean by that. So this is a very basic decoder, a 2-digit one, and you can see that it operates like the same way that a combination lock does. If you flick one of these levers, then the repeaters and torches here will change states, and you can see that it goes to a different item. And so you can think of each line here as like a combination lock that will only turn on or only turn off here if the pattern of the code matches. Any questions about this? All right, so this is very self-explanatory, and it should be easy to understand. But the problem is, right, we have to have two different kinds of connections here. You have the repeater, and you also have the torch. And this is expensive to do in-game. It's very difficult, because torches and repeaters, having both of them separately, is computationally expensive. I'm not computationally expensive, is spatially expensive, in the sense that you need a lot of space to do this, and it becomes hard to wire. And so another alternative you can do is you can split this out into something like here, where you have a pair of wires. Instead of 2 wires, you have a pair of wires for each input, where one is the inverse of the other. In that case, you don't need to have repeaters and torches. You can just use one kind of connection. In this case, we just use torches. And so it becomes a little bit simpler to implement. And this is how traditional decoders, the very first decoders that were used a long time ago, worked. Any questions about this? So the thing is, we can basically use the same sort of logic with stateless, in the sense that instead of using redstone wires, we can use rails and observers to achieve the same thing. So this next setup here is logically identical to the other one, but it uses observers and rails instead. The pattern of observers you can see here is identical to the pattern of torches over there. But you can see that it will output in the same exact pattern as well. So this uses no wire, redstone wire, no states, I guess, in terms of the permanent states. And if you were to compress this logic, you can get something very compact like this. So this is how the first stateless compact redstone decoders worked, in the sense that before, right after Palapala's invention, this is how it was done. No, this doesn't break at all. It's very, very hard to break this. And that's because it uses stateless logic. It has, like, there's no like toggles or anything. Any questions about this? Oh, I know why this doesn't work. It's because I forgot to add. Here we go. We need the extensions here. Yeah, now it should work. There you go. Any questions?
Außen, innen oder dazwischen? Ich finde innen. Weil innen ist so einfach das Vorplatz, weil innen eine Kurve und innen auch eine.
Nicht. Okay, I'm going to server mute. Okay, there you go. Okay, now how do we get from here to the more modern decoders? One of the trick is that you can realize that you can actually do the same logic but using timings instead. And so that's what this demonstration here shows, which is that if you were to check the repeaters along this red line, you'll see that they'll only have zeros here if the inputs here match up. So if I were to use this with the wrong sort of combination here, then one of the repeaters here will be lit up in this red region. But if I were to match the combination, then all of them will be 0. So this is a timing space system, meaning that the pulse and the inverted pulse is sent at different timings. And that's how it is able to discriminate between whether it matches with the slice code or not. Any questions about this? Yeah, so yeah, it's only going to be zeros here if the code matches. Otherwise, it's not. But we can use that to basically do the decoding. So here's an example decoder here that uses that logic. What do I mean by match? So here I have a pattern here. Do you see? I have an observer pattern here. I have one observer there, and I have 2 observers here and 1 observer here. And so it's only going to be zeros at this red line if this lever is flicked on and this lever is flicked off, matching with the observer pattern here. They both have to be off. Like the repeaters here both have to be off in order to constitute a match. If any one of these repeaters is on, then it means that your code has not matched. So if you do any other combination here, then you'll have a repeater that is powered on here. But if the combination matches, then there'll be no repeaters powered on. The reason for this is because when this lever is flicked, right, and this piston is extended, then this pulse will, yeah, this is the correct combination. This pulse will be sent at a slightly different delay. So just by changing the delays, you can create a system that checks if the combination matches. Okay, so then we can use this exact same logic to create a decoder that only uses 2 input wires instead of having 4. So it's the same logic as before, but now using timings, we can make it much more compact. And so this decoder also works. The way it works is that this redstone dust line, which powers all these rails, will only depower for a short moment at exactly the right timing when, as with the other example, the red line indicates a certain timing. So that's how it decodes. Any questions about this? Right, so this is how Kaisens and also all the decoders that have come since then, when it comes to binary decoders, work. And so that's what these decoders here do. These decoders all use the same exact timings mechanic here, so you only need one input lane at the bottom to encode for your signal. And so we can also have other variants, like for example, this variant on the right here is only 4 wide, but it uses the same exact concept. The way you can tell is that the code pattern is encoded using a 2-layer thick observer pattern at the top. So it's not just one observer, there's 2 observers here. Any questions about this? No questions? Okay. Then we can move on to the other kinds of decoders. So binary decoders are not the only kind of decoders that are possible. You can also decode something like hexadecimal or decimal signals, analog signals basically. Now, these analog decoders operate using a red coder. So a red coder is a device that takes a single string's input and outputs to one of the slices depending on the strengths of the signal. This is an example of a one-wide red coder, and it will only output a redstone pulse at the location corresponding to the input code. Any questions?
How exactly that works? Is it based on Badin? Or what?
Yes, that is correct. So this is based on stateless logic. So the specific way that it works is that when you have um, a simple setup like this observer here will fire first, and then this observer will fire. And so what that means is that typically when you power this dropper is butted. This is powered on. Let's use a piston actually here for better. Oh wait, pistons don't work. That's unfortunate. But yeah, so the way that this works is that if you were to just power this, then after the dropper is butted, it's not going to update anymore. It's just going to stay static. But let's say you were to input in just the right signal strengths, so that the signal stops at this observer, then it becomes something that will output a signal.
Just because there isn't the next observer badges it.
Right. So if it powers the next observer, then it's not going to update. It's not going to update the dropper anymore, and it's not going to change the state of the dropper. It's just going to stay powered on. It's only when the signal matches that it updates.
So in the end of the process, you just send again SS15 to rebud all droppers to be
Right.
ready
That's
for the next
exactly what
time.
this top logic does, which is after a signal, it will flash the entire line with signal strength 15 to rebud all the droppers.
Okay. No.
Any other questions? All right, so we can basically combine these. to create a 2-digit decoder. And so that's what this device here does. You can see the same sort of decoder pattern, the same sort of red coder here. But on top of that, we have some instant comparator wires that will distribute the signal to a different location here, depending on what the signal is. So, for example, if I were to select somewhere in the middle, and I were to power this, you see that the signal will reach all the way to the correct slice, and only the correct slice. Everywhere else, it will not update the redstone wire. And so this is something that you can actually clock at 8 game ticks. And it allows you to choose up to 100 slices using just 2 digits. One of the benefits of doing it this way, actually, is that unlike a binary decoder, this is actually truly constant time, meaning every single address here can be reached using the same amount of delay. So a binary decoder can't do that, but analog decoder can.
Why is it up to 100?
Because we have 2 digits. We have two 10-digit numbers which multiply to go to 100. If you used hexadecimal, for example, instead, and you did 16 times 16, then it becomes 256.
Oh, okay, so okay.
Right. So that's why it's 1 to 100. But typically, when you're designing chest halls or bulk systems, you don't really go over 100. So this is more than enough for most use cases. Previous one wasn't working with 0. What does that mean? Oh yes, this red coder here doesn't work with 0. It only works from 1 through 15. Yeah. That's actually why that I prefer using decimal, because when you use decimal, a lot of things work out very well for you in game in terms of the implementation. But it is possible to do a fully hexadecimal one. I have done it before. I wouldn't recommend it. It gets very big. Right. So, actually, the nice thing about analog decoders is that you can actually make it to be very, very lag efficient. Like, this instant one is not not that laggy compared to something like a binary decoder of the same size, because a binary decoder you have to flash every single rail and every single observer in order to send a code, but with an analog decoder, you only need to activate part of the wiring that gets you to that location, and everything else doesn't have to flash. So that's why this is very efficient, because it's not going to activate past where it's supposed to go. You can also design one that uses a very nifty trick that is not constant time, but is linear time. But this is the least laggy decoder possible, actually, in the game. So the way this one works is it will, like before, send 2 signals, one at the top, one at the bottom, and then it will match them up so only the area that you selected will light up, but it only activates very, very few redstone components, and so you can clock this absurdly fast and it will have no performance impact on the game, like 0.1 MSPT. So this is why I use this decoder for like my chest haul and whatever, because it's just so lag friendly. Any questions? Well, actually, we can design a hex decoder that is able to take care of it as like a special case. It has been done before. Yeah. Let me show you what I mean. So this is actually a variable dropper line that operates using hexadecimal. It's a little bit cursed actually now that I realize. Let me see if I can fix it up. Let me fix this here. Oh boy. Oh god, that's annoying. Yeah, this is also hopper speed. It's just okay, that should work. All right. Right, so you can also send the signal through here. Two digits, or 2 hex signals, and it will translate it to one of the droppers. This is actually one of the first decoders I've made, so it is kind of very ugly wiring, but it does work. And comparator there. Oh god, that's too much. But yeah, you can basically put an item in here and then it will distribute it to the right location. First one. If you were to change it to 2, 2. Yeah. You had to have no signal here, then yeah. So this is full hex. It does work. It's just I wouldn't recommend it because it's huge. The big reason why it's so huge is because of these instant comparator lines. When it comes to hex, instant off is very, very hard because you have to use single strength 15. Anyways, yeah, that's basically how the decoders work. Does anybody have any questions about this? All right. If there's no questions, then that concludes the decoder lecture. I hope that was informative. These examples will still be here, so you can play around with them if you want to. And I'll also answer any questions you might have. Oh yes, I will upload in the class archive. The presentation slides. And when it comes to the actual examples here, you can just see on the server we have all these examples just here, so you'll be able to play around with them. A lot of people have expressed confusion about the timing space decoders a long time ago. So I do hope that this is more easy to understand, because these examples should be pretty straightforward. All right. That's the end of the decoder lecture. Upcoming next is Uniter's special lecture on matrix hulls.
time slows down when it can get no worse. I can feel it running out on me. I don't want these to be my last words. All forgotten, 'cause that's all they'll be. Now there's only one thing I can do, fighting till the end like I promised to. Wishing there was something left to lose. This could be the